Hey guys, Legendary Grimlock here, and today we have Ultron Sigma versus Firegod Liu Kang, Mortal Kombat versus Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity. And this will contain spoilers for Mortal Kombat 1, but first we're going to start off with Ultron Sigma here. Ultron Sigma is the fusion between Ultron from the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity's version of Marvel and Sigma from the Mega Man universe. Now, Sigma doesn't have too much scaling on the Marvel side because these are not 616 characters. However, he does have a lot going for him. The sheer fact he's defeated and even caused the most powerful Capcom characters to team up. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually scale the most powerful beings in Capcom, or at least the ones canon to the game, such as Dante, Morgan Ainsland, Jeddah Doma, and Amaterasu or Okomi, and the Monster Hunter. So let's start off with Mega Man here. Now, Mega Man easily could be seen as equal to Archie Sonic, who has universal, complex multiversal, and I've actually seen some arguments for it, so even outerversal feats. So these guys are very comparable here, to the point where they were both able to defeat a Sigma that was in his third body and was powered up by multiple universes coming from Capcom. They were also able to tank and were able to prevent the Regenesis wave when they had the Chaos Emeralds. Now, you could say the Chaos Emeralds did the most of the work, or they powered them up here. But again, what I'm really about to say here really kind of just establishes the Capcom lore, if you will. Now, all these Capcom characters have met before in multiple crossovers, such as, again, Marvel vs. Capcom, and in one of the more recent Capcom game online games or trade games, right? Tekken, where all the Capcom universes have come together to fight against one big threat, which I still think hasn't been revealed yet. But again, these characters have been comparable to each other for a while. So you can honestly say they equal each other, but have different cosmological scaling, or different cosmology scaling, if you will. So the Super Genesis wave, right, revealed that not only is Sonic's multiverse infinite, but that Capcom is also infinite, with each universe being infinite in size. This means characters from various games have an infinite universe, such as characters like the Monster Hunter. Now again, the Mega Man scaling would still apply to Ultron Sigma, and it would still apply to Ultron Sigma because, again, this is a weaker body of Sigma here. Now, the Monster Hunter himself scales above the Fatalis family, or the Fatalis lineage. So what's important about this is that in World, it's stated that Fatalis can distort space and time, and that Fatalis is so powerful, and again, this is black base form Fatalis here, that Fatalis is so powerful that even the gods fear it. Now, we don't know who the first 5 Elder Dragons are, who were the ones that were responsible for creating the universe, but we do know that they are extremely powerful, to the point where they created time, space, and reality, basically seeding what was known as eternity itself. So these 5 Elder Dragons were scared of the power that a black Fatalis had. Again, this is one of the weaker Fatalises, which is still above Elatrion and Dire Morales, who you could say would be universal. This would make Fatalis multiversal, judging by that one statement alone, and we're taking that statement literally here just to, I guess you could say, up the scaling here. So red Fatalis would be, I guess you could say, multiversal plus, or maybe complex multiversal, and then you have white Fatalis, you could probably say, is much higher. However, the scaling again goes much higher from the Monster Hunter because of the Tekken game, where both Rathalos and Nergigante were able to fight against characters like Morgan Ainsland, who could destroy beings like the concept of darkness in her verse. And you have characters like Mega Man, who I just scaled earlier, and is around the same levels as Archie Sonic. Okay, so with that scaling here, you could probably say the Monster Hunter, based off the crossovers or inverse, right? Inverse, you could probably say he's around the complex multiversal stage, or could be hyperversal. However, with the scaling, or with the crossover scaling here, he could be, again, an outerversal character. Now, Okami herself is a character that's able to spin galaxies like it's nothing, again, providing that stuff here. By the way, we're going by consistency here. So again, I won't be really going to that high standard. So we'll be sticking with pretty much the most common of both verses here, which is complex multiversal. Again, the outerversal stuff does kind of give me a headache. So just bear with me. Now, with Morgan Ainsland, who Ultron Sigma was able to also combat, her full power is able to one-shot the Infant, which is able to destroy the Dark Kingdom, a realm that's beyond space and time, the Street Fighter universe, the Void, and I believe it was going to destroy another universe as well. It was going to destroy, the Darkstalkers version of Earth. This will also scale Ultron Sigma. Ultron Sigma will also scale above Asura as well, considering the fact that Asura is a part of the Capcom verse and the fact that Mega Man was able to prevent his verse from being destroyed. Now, Asura would scale above the likes of Chakra Varden, who in their fights with one of Asura's weaker forms, which is the six-armed state, I believe, or six-armed Asura, Chakra Varden was throwing solar systems at him. Yeah, you guys can see here, right? They were not only cracking reality, but they were also, he was like throwing solar systems, throwing like planets that are the size of stars, and even through a blast that was basically creation itself, both light and darkness, the beginning of creation. So basically he threw a big bang at him. You could also scale Asura above Naraka, which is a afterlife, or at least an astral realm, which again would be infinite in size because of how, I just explained earlier with Mega Man. And this is an area where that kind of sits in between life and death. So again, you could easily scale this to Asura pretty easily, making him multiversal, or at least complex multiversal, because, the whole 5D being above space and time and stuff. And then you have characters like Dante, or Devil Trigger Dante, who is still below Ultron Sigma because of the game. All right, so Dante was able to defeat countless demon lords, right? And these demon lords here, I'm probably not going to remember too many of the names here because there were so many of them. Mundus, Pluto, and I think it was Argosax. One of them was able to have the strength to lift up the entire underworld. And we do know Pluto himself was able to split the universe into two, creating the demon world and the regular human world. Now, what's important about this is that there are actually more dimensions that Mundus created, meaning there are probably more layers to the underworld, or there are just more dimensions. Let's just say there's more dimensions, right? In each of these dimensions and the souls that inhabit them, basically the human souls, would count as like ninth dimensional here. Now, Dante was also able to fight Mundus in his void form, meaning he had a non-physical, or at least an incorporeal form, where Dante was able to fight and hurt him and even beat him. I believe he beat him. Probably got to read the novelization again. It is up here. So again, this is pretty important, that Dante is able to scale above entities that can not only lift, destroy, and create realms that are at least ninth dimensional. Now, as for speed, Ultron Sigma should easily be faster than light, scaling to characters like the Monster Hunter, who can tag characters like Olutra, who I believe in her concept art was able to move through space. Morgan Ainsland, easily faster than light. There's really no debating about that. And again, Dante should easily be faster than light. He also possesses the Reality Stone and the Space Stone, meaning he could manipulate reality in space. Even was able to bring both the Capcom multiverse and this one Marvel universe, or possibly Marvel multiverse, because again, there are universes that connect to it, together, and basically form this one congruent universe that has the Marvel characters and the Capcom characters together. So again, Ultron Sigma should easily be faster than light, easily at a more consistent end, is complex multiversal to higher. And he also possesses his standard Ultron gear, like being able to summon drones and his energy blast. But he also has the Reality and Space Stone, meaning he could do things like teleport and even, trap people in like a space-like cube. But anyway, let's move on to Firegod Liu Kang. Now again, this is containing, spoilers from Mortal Kombat 1. So again, if you guys don't want to be spoiled, then I suggest y'all click off. But anyway, Liu Kang is the combination of his and Raiden's power, as well as being able to finally defeat Kronika and create his own new timeline. Now, Liu Kang's scaling is absolutely ridiculous, as he was able to go toe-to-toe and beat Titan Shang Tsung, pretty much beating him, taking the hourglass for himself, and remaking the new timeline completely. Now, Titan Shang Tsung himself has some ridiculous scaling here, because the thing is, it's not only his power that Liu Kang was fighting against. He was fighting against he was also fighting against the fact that he absorbed Shao Kahn's power, Sindel's power, and Raiden and Fujin's power. Sindel is a character that was confirmed by Kronika herself, a Titan, and I should also add Kronika's power on top of that as well. But anyway, Cetrion herself was stated by Kronika to be one of the one of the few beings, right, that can actually harm and take down Cetrion, who is an elder god, and we'll be scaling that in a little bit here. Now, with Shao Kahn, when he got rejuvenated or restored back to his full strength, he was able to defeat Geras. Now, in Mortal Kombat 1, all the endings are considered canon because they're actually taking place after what happened in the MK1 story. And Geras himself is able to sit outside of time itself and monitor every timeline, basically every reality that was created, probably making him one of the strongest characters in Mortal Kombat. I'm just saying. Now, Raiden and Fujin easily have power that is at least universal plus, if not, you could argue multiversal, because Raiden by himself was able to destroy the realm that Reptile originally inhabited, at least in a fight with Shinnok. And Shinnok himself was able to tank the power that was even equivalent to basically being able to rival the Big Bang. And Raiden and Fujin easily were able to produce this kind of power. And this is again against an elder god, who these elder gods actually sit in a primordial position outside of time and space, and some of these guys actually do embody concepts. Now, we don't know the full names of all the elder gods, so we'll just stick with just Cetrion and Shinnok, who are the literal embodiments of order and chaos. There are even some realms that do embody things like Chaos Realm and Order Realm, but I do believe Liu Kang may have changed that completely and made them kind of just realms in just particular here, meaning that Liu Kang had the power to literally retcon or at least remove concepts from some realms, probably giving them a lot more peaceful. And even then, he was able to take away some of the other realms, such as Edania and Zatera, and even put them in Outworld completely, just, inhabiting the realms as well. He was also able to take other Titans from their respective timelines and bring them here. Keep in mind that the Mortal Kombat multiverse in general has always been infinite in size, as stated by John Tobias, that he looks at all the realms from a spiritual sense. So this means Earth Realm, Outworld, Chaos Realm, Order Realm. They're all spiritual, you could actually say spiritual bodies in a way, or incorporeal bodies in some manifestation, or at least, I guess you could say they all embody something spiritually. And again, I think this kind of should be obvious, the Netherrealm is literally seen as the underworld, and it's all infinite in size. All these universes are infinite in size. And again, there are characters that Liu Kang does scale above, like again, Cetrion, Kronika, Blaze, who's able to destroy all of reality in Mortal Kombat. Again, characters like Dark Khan, who was able to merge a DC universe with a Mortal Kombat universe. Liu Kang even has other hacks and abilities like fire, lightning, teleportation, black hole manipulation. This dude can create his own black holes here. Plus, he has his own time manipulation now that he was able to take back pretty much his position as Keeper of Time, and should have the same powers and abilities as someone like Kronika, who's able to freeze, rewind, and fast forward time. So overall, with the Hourglass as well, allowing people to jump through timelines as well, and even interact with them, and even giving characters like Scorpion the means to actually go through other timelines to hunt down and kill Titans, the same way that they're able to rewind and control history to such a point where they could pretty much change any point in history and then make their universe how it is. However, there are still some canon events, if you guys get what I mean, that these characters will things will still happen to these characters. And again, with Fire God Liu Kang, he still wasn't able to prevent all these things. However, he does have all the abilities I named, plus he's an expert martial artist. I mean, this is still Liu Kang, who's one of the top tier, if not outside of Raiden, the top tier fighter in Mortal Kombat. So with that being said here, who wins this matchup more often than not? Now, I actually do like these two because these guys have their respective scaling. I love Mortal Kombat and I love Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity. So when I thought about this matchup as an in-between matchup to space out my videos, again, I just wanted to really think of something real special for you guys, and I think this is it. So for starters, we won't be using Ultron Omega, as I kind of feel like Liu Kang would dominate that one pretty easily. This guy is just he doesn't have the best I guess you could say like feats compared to his other form. And in all honesty, that had to be the worst form possible. But again, what advantages Fire God Liu Kang have? I would definitely say that between these two, I definitely think Ultron is the stronger and more durable one out the two, especially with the cosmology and the scaling here. Why I say Liu Kang is definitely the faster and the better fighter of these two. In terms of hacks, these guys can probably cancel each other out. Liu Kang has time manipulation while Ultron has reality manipulation. Again, he was able to use the space and reality stones to basically merge these two universes, or basically merge a universe and a multiverse together, or at least his universe and his multiverse together. And while I do think Liu Kang could definitely take a couple wins against Ultron Sigma, I don't think it's really enough for me to like suggest that he wins more often than not here. I do think if he was allowed to have like other Titans with him, let's say it's just him and Titan Katana, I think he would win it more often than not. But by himself, I kind of do favor Ultron Sigma because of the scaling of the Capcom characters versus the scaling of the Mortal Kombat characters. They're just simply higher. If you guys get what I mean, they're simply higher with their cosmology. And all honesty, with Ultron Sigma actually being able to beat them with ease, I kind of see Liu Kang losing mid to high difficulty at best. But I do think he would get a couple wins under his belt as well, considering the fact that their hacks are equal, and he definitely has a better battle IQ than Ultron Sigma here. However, just due to the sheer power, the strength and durability difference, and the fact that he could keep up with Liu Kang's speed via his teleportation, I just think Ultron Sigma just has it in the bag more. But let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.